What's up, fight fans? Thank you once again for coming through, much appreciated. Remember, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. If not, come back to watch another video. Alright, let's get straight into it. You know what the title's about, you've seen the thumbnail. Anthony Joshua no longer requires or needs Eddie Hearn or Matchroom Sports. Look, I'm not always in favour of fighters leaving promoters, fighters leaving people that have helped them out. But let's be honest, we all know this. Eddie Hearn's a bit of a dodgy dealer. And promoters have never ever really wanted the fighter's best interest. It's about what makes the promoters the most money, and then they will kind of push all of us to the side. It's just the way it works. It's never ever going to be any different. You never ever see a fighter saying very good things about a promoter once the fighter's finished his career. It's a case of the fighter trying to make as much money, promoter trying to make as much money off the fighter, and that's how it works. When you're Anthony Joshua in the position that he's in, such a young age, 28 years of age, and you are as big as he is, arguably the biggest boxer in the world right now with Canelo, you don't need any more assistance. You just don't. You can go alone by yourself now. Anthony Joshua is a multi-millionaire now from boxing. He's a superstar. He sells out stadiums. He no longer sells out arenas. He sells out stadiums. Granted, the ticket prices, I guess, in the UK are a bit cheaper than they are for massive boxing events in America. Obviously, like the Mayweather-McGregor, for example. I mean, it still doesn't cost you, I don't think, $2,000 or $3,000 to get a seat to watch AJ. It might happen soon, especially I'm thinking of along the lines of the Deontay Wilder fight. But Anthony Joshua's in a position where he can do what Floyd Mayweather did. Floyd Mayweather, although albeit a bit later in his career than where AJ is right now, went solo early and then started earning the real big bucks. The only thing he did was put a strong team together. That team obviously included Leonard Ellerby, who was always around, has been around for years with Floyd Mayweather, people just starting to recognize him now, and of course Al Heyman. That's what AJ needs right now. AJ needs a super team around him that maybe doesn't require a promoter. It just doesn't. He's in a position as well where he can dictate. Matchroom doesn't have any superstars at all. Bellew's probably the last. He's fighting David Hayes, so that could end very quickly. And Kell Brook, who no one really knows what's going on with Kell Brook. They obviously tried to get the likes of Chris Eubank Jr. We know that. It didn't quite work out. And even Carl Frampton. And Carl Frampton chose Frank Warren and Box Nation. So they're struggling right now. So AJ's definitely in pole position. I don't know if people realize how big AJ is. I've got... I'm not even going to try and know them all off head or reel them off head. So I was just looking randomly at this. The Guardian done a piece on AJ. And they were talking about his sponsors. So we all know the standard ones, like the Under Armour. I think most people have seen the adverts for Beats by Dre and Lynx, but then not many people know that Dafabet, Audemars, BK, the watchmaker, Lucasade, BXR Gym, that's a gym that charge about 150, 160 pounds a month membership, so it's a top gym. Jaguar, StubHub, Altitude Mask, and he's actually an ambassador for Sky Sports, so gets paid for Sky Sports as well. He is serious business. And for me, I've always said with boxing, look, because I love the sport, but because it's a dangerous sport, for me it's always a case of get rich. If in AJ's case, get very rich and then get out, especially the heavyweight division. It can end just like that. And I feel like, why not take control of your career right now? If you're in a position to do so. America want you, America love you as well. HBO and Showtime, I don't know if people know this, but they are going to war really in terms of who can outbid who in order to kind of broadcast and show Anthony Joshua's fights. That's how big he is. Obviously, where I am in Nigeria now, they're begging. They've got one of the richest people in the world, a guy called Dangote. They're trying to get behind to get AJ over here to fight in Lagos, and that's for the Deontay Wilder fight. Remember, before the rematch with Klitschko, the three potential places for that Klitschko rematch were UK, obviously Wembley again, Las Vegas, and Lagos. So he is worldwide now. He is a worldwide superstar, and I think it's strange where boxers seem to get into these contracts. I don't know what contract he's tied down to, but I'm guessing it's something locked. But I feel like he needs to look at that contract right now, because I don't know what he's getting paid. But AJ does nearly 1 million pay-per-view buys now, almost guaranteed. And if you're doing 1 million pay-per-view buys, you kind of should be on a basic of about £15 million. I'm not sure he's on that much. He should be, but I'm not sure. If he isn't, then I think he needs to start looking at his worth. I think he needs to look at Wembley and think, my God, I've done all this, 90,000. You should look at the Principality yesterday, 75,000, and think, wow, He should look at the fact that all these big names are now calling him out. He's now the hunted. And they're calling him out because he's now the money man in the division. And I think he needs to know that. But look, I think AJ Promotions is coming very soon. If he doesn't go solo, that should be the next thing. It should always be like what Conor McGregor did when he fought Floyd Mayweather and he had McGregor Promotions in the background. His name should be up there with Matchroom, Sky Sports. It should also say Anthony Joshua now. That's how big he is. But what do you guys think? Should he look at that contract with Eddie again? Should he go solo? Should he do what the likes of Floyd has possibly done, and other fighters have done it as well, where they're almost their own boss? Or is it still a bit early? He's only 28 years of age. Should he understand the business a bit more, a bit better? He's only been boxing professional for what, 4 years, so he's not that long. Or should he just go and do it now, where he can earn multi-millions and be the control of his own destiny? I don't know. I'm kind of split. I think he should maybe stay around for a bit more, but he should look at the contract as well, because AJ should know that he is boxing's big superstar right now, and he should be on big money.